What did I get myself into? The entire side of the mountain is painted red. On my left, it's clay. On my right, it's limestone gravel. When it heats up, they separate. That's a selling point. They can use as much water as they want as long as you pay for it. A few years ago, it was condemned and closed. I'm reporting to you from downtown West. It's about a mile away north from the plant. Now, the businesses here received a lot of damage. Take a look at the boarded up windows. Although Spanky is small, he's too tall for his size. The guide horse regulation asked for 26 inches. Moving really fast. Now bear with me as I move behind the camera and show you this fire line as it moves rapidly towards the highway. And fire officials say in about 30 minutes it will jump this highway. The man behind this camera goes by Jerry, the dash cam driver. And when we were looking this guy up, we found that Jerry isn't alone. This program is used to better educate students as they make their career choices. But take it from me, this California trip was far from a vacation. Get off the bus! Get off the bus! It all starts with a warm welcome.
Every time I say something, you respond. Do you understand?
Sure. Teachers with the Educators Workshop take the place of a recruit to get an idea of what their students will go through in the process of becoming a Marine.
You need to move with speed and intensity everything you do. Do you understand? Yes, sir. It's that easy. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Garcia? Here, sir.
For Ector County ISD Assistant Superintendent Roy Garcia, this is a teaching tactic, one to which he was not accustomed.
Generally, like a principal, you're used to telling people what to do and maybe yelling at a kid or two or raising your voice, and now somebody's raising it at you.
Drag her back.
We too joined in on the training, from physical tests
And then straight back.
to mental obstacle courses.
Jump, 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 jump.
Good.
Unlike our group, mistakes are not tolerated for these recruits preparing for combat. If you touch the ground or the red, you're dead. To simulate death, you're gonna have to grab these ammo cans here and walk all the way over there and then all the way back. That was not fun.
Let's go.
The hardest lesson, the bayonet course. Wearing heavy gear, we clumsily crawled through the sand,
Hurry up.
tried our luck on a rope bridge, and faced the enemy. But these obstacles are something a recruit must learn to do. And do well. It didn't take long for us to realize that this is not for everyone.
It's shocking, you know, because you don't know exactly what's going to be the next step when you get there.
You can kind of get a sense, just a small taste of what they go through.
By midweek, we asked ourselves a question that most likely crossed the minds of every recruit. What did I get myself into? And just when we thought it was over, we took aim at being good shots at the same range some of the best marksmen in the world were made. Because first and foremost, every Marine is a rifleman.
This is college, but it's a different kind of college.
Marines say the target is to give a new perspective to the educators who can inform their students with this experience.
And for this Educators Workshop, I get a chance to thank, the teachers and the principals of the schools who teach these young men and women what it means to serve selflessly and sacrifice.
When they come back, they're different young men. And now I see how.
I'm reading them. Lies, cheats, or compromises.
There are leaders in the community now, and you can tell as soon as they're done with this.
As tiring as it looks, we only went through a small percentage of the 3-month training process. But it was enough to understand the transformation, which started with the first step on the yellow footprints. Beginning a journey only the best will finish. Tomorrow night on CBS 7 News at 10.
Run to the phone now, run.
We'll take you through the final challenge before these recruits can call themselves United States Marines. We caught up with a local recruit and his family to get their story. For your special report, I'm Jennifer Samp, CBS 7 News. Jay Tatum, it's late in the night and there's still a lot of industrial drivers here off of I-20. Now, many of these truck drivers require a commercial driver's license or CDLs, but in our investigation we found out that not everyone is following the rules and it's putting drivers in danger. West Texas is part of a rapidly growing oil field industry. Now everywhere you look, a new building, restaurant, or oil rig is popping up. But the demand for the movers of this economy is at an all-time high, leading to a major shortage for drivers who transport everything from oil field equipment to retail goods. This driver shortage is leading to a different kind of boom. In a one-month investigation, we found that a number of crashes are linked to truck drivers who hit the road without a commercial driver's license. In just 1 year, 350 crashes in the Permian Basin involved drivers behind the wheel of a commercial vehicle without a CDL. In those crashes, 14 people were killed. It's a battle the Department of Public Safety continues to fight, and the roads are the front line. Troopers who specialize in commercial vehicle law have increased their presence in the Permian Basin.
Highway Patrol, need to see your driver's license, proof of insurance, please.
In 2010, the Texas Department of Public Safety issued 139 tickets to truck drivers without a CDL. Last year, that number went up to 200, and so far this year, 300 tickets have been issued. Reeves, Ector, and Ward counties are in the lead with the number of tickets this year.
The one that went by us, he's going to have a hazmat endorsement.
We rode along with Trooper Sean Baxter for a first-hand look at what they have to deal with every day. From weighing these trucks to checking for faulty tires.
And the main reason for that is safety.
He says drivers who lack training for a CDL do not know how to care for their trucks or how to safely drive them.
The weight of the vehicle and the speed of the vehicle greatly contribute to the damage and the possibility of severe injury or death.
Trooper Baxter says the majority of truck drivers follow CDL rules and are licensed. Bob Timmons is one of them. He's been a certified commercial driver for more than 10 years and says drivers who drive without being trained and licensed are giving them a bad name.
We had to go through all the training and everything and get the CDLs. They should have to do the same.
Our investigation revealed violators do not drive for major corporations, but small independent companies. Through a public information request, we found that over 130 different companies in West Texas employed drivers who did not have a CDL. Most of them are in the oil field and construction industries. RG and Darlene Phillips topped the list. According to their website, they are independent truckers out of California, and just this year they received 7 tickets in Loving County for driving without a CDL. We attempted to call, but their listed number is disconnected. Not far behind on the list is Bartlett Construction in Midland. Drivers had 6 tickets in several different counties in the Permian Basin. We made multiple attempts to contact the owner, Andrew Bartlett, for an explanation. We even spoke to his assistant, but as of news time, he has not commented. So why are so many of these companies willing to risk lives and break the law?
Whenever you're making the kind of money that they're making every day out on the road, it's worth the risk for them.
We spoke with several county judges across West Texas who say something needs to be done, or repeat offenders will just continue to pay the small fee. The employee can be charged with a Class C misdemeanor and a $500 maximum fine.
And in some cases, the companies will even pick up the tab for that because they're so desperate for people to drive the trucks.
Ector County Judge Susan Redford says drivers like us can face jail time if we're repeatedly caught without a license. But the punishment for truck drivers is not nearly as harsh.
Until you really stiffen those penalties and make it where it catches their attention, I think we're going to continue to see a growing problem.
We contacted state and national lawmakers and showed them what we found. They also agree something must be done.
Because it's a fairly new problem because of the boom, our laws really don't address it like they should.
State Representative Tryon Lewis says he will look for a solution in the next legislative meeting.
This has gotten to be a real problem because companies in the Permian Basin are so desperate for truck drivers that they are in some cases not investigating whether their drivers have CDL licenses. The legislature is going to be in session in January.
But until then, troopers say they're doing what they can to enforce the law, hoping it's enough to curb the danger on the roads. According to DPS, companies can be audited, which could lead to fines based on the gross income their company makes. But I'm told because of limited manpower, it can take up to a year for the company to be audited. In Odessa, Jennifer Sam, CBS 7 News.
Have a seat.
Nothing says tradition more than a good old-fashioned barber shop.
Yeah, my dad was the first barber in the family, and then I was the second. Then my brother was the third. Then my mom was the fourth. My sister and my nephew are the fifth and sixth.
Hank Conley says his barber shop is a place to talk and laugh.
Blow it all the way the rest off of there.
But lately, there's less laughing at the barber shop as less business walks through the door.
A lot of our oil field workers are getting one haircut for the 3 they used to get.
And that's a big cut, Hank says. Well over half of his customers are in the oil field.
I guess the only people that aren't oil related that come in here are probably the school teachers and the insurance salesmen.
This situation is all too familiar with Hank and his employees.
I've been here 27 years, and I guess I've been through 5 booms and busts now.
So those people that you used to see every 1 week to 10 days, you're not seeing for 3.5 to 5 weeks.
Old school. I like that a lot.
Oilfield worker Martin Baldwin stopped in on his break. He says he works at least 100 hours a week, a big change from last year.
It's more work.
They're very tired and they just want to plop down and get a haircut, and then they're always apologizing for how they smell and they look with the dirt and the oil all over them.
As tough as it is at Hank's barbershop, cutting hair is all they want to do.
Meeting their families, watching them grow with them.
If I wasn't a barber, I'd probably be a preacher. Somewhere where you get to talk a lot.
So to keep the barbers working, Hank came up with a plan to help with walk-in customers.
And that's the part of the business that really needs to pick up.
Hank and his employees put the clippers down and picked up this sign that reads "Barbers need work." And so far, it's been working.
Noticed it a week ago where they were putting a sign out there, "Barber needs work." And I said, okay, we'll put them to work.
Hank is now more flexible with his schedule. He has to book many clients ahead of time. He says whatever it takes to bring back the good company.
Thanks.
I'll be back. That's a favorite line. I'll be back.
People in Odessa admire people that don't just sit back and wait for things to happen, that go after what they want. And when they see you out there in the parking lot with a sign on a hot day, then that makes them want to come trade with you.
With a closer look, Jennifer Samp, CBS 7 News.